Most men wake up and check their phones. High-value men, they wake up and check their mindset. Before the world tells them who to be, they remind themselves who they are. Before the noise, the notifications, the pressure to perform, they choose presence, clarity, and discipline. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." But let's be honest, most people don't wake up with that mindset. They wake up already losing, snoozing alarms, chasing dopamine, scrolling TikTok before their feet hit the floor. They wonder why their lives feel chaotic, but they start every day in chaos. A Stoic man doesn't do that. He doesn't beg the day to be good, he makes it good. He doesn't wait for motivation, he shows up with intention, because how you begin the day is how you lead your life. Welcome to Stoic Spirit, the channel where ancient wisdom meets modern masculinity. Here we don't just talk philosophy, we live it. If you're ready to lead, to command respect, and to master yourself first, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell. This video will show you 7 powerful morning habits of a high-value man, rooted in Stoic wisdom, sharpened by real-world practice. Let's begin. Number 1. Wake before the world. The world belongs to those who show up before it wakes up. Waking up early isn't just about productivity, it's about sovereignty. Before the noise of the world tries to invade your mind, emails, texts, traffic, opinions, you need a moment that belongs only to you. The Stoics understood this centuries ago. They didn't have smartphones, but they faced distractions of their own. Politics, power, pressure. And yet Marcus Aurelius still found time, before the Roman Empire rose each day, to reflect, center himself, and prepare for war, not with swords, but with thoughts. Waking early gives you an edge not just in time, but in energy. There's something sacred about the hours when the world is still sleeping. You move through silence. You hear your breath. You feel the cold floor under your feet. It's you and your discipline, nothing else. In those moments, there are no expectations, no performance, just clarity. Start with something simple. Set your alarm 30 minutes earlier than usual. No snoozing. Get out of bed the moment it rings. Stretch, hydrate, breathe. Look outside, see the quiet city, the early light, the stillness. That's not emptiness, it's power waiting to be claimed. Then move with intention. Make your bed like it's your first victory of the day. Step into the day like a man who's not reacting to the world, but preparing to command it. The Stoics believe the beginning of the day sets the tone for everything that follows. If you wake with urgency and chaos, you will live that way. But if you wake with discipline, clarity, and strength, you carry that energy into every meeting, conversation, and decision. Remember the words of Marcus Aurelius. Don't waste time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Start becoming that man before the sun even rises. And if you're wondering, but what if I'm not a morning person? Remind yourself, that's just a belief you've repeated, not a fact. The Stoics didn't wait for preferences. They acted on principles. You don't have to love waking early. You just have to love who you become when you do. Because every minute of stillness you win in the morning is a minute of chaos you don't have to fight later. Even 1 extra hour of intentional solitude each day adds up to over 15 full days a year. Days you could use to grow stronger, think deeper, or simply reclaim your life from noise. That's not a habit, it's a revolution. Number 2. Write before the world writes on you. Before the world has a chance to pour its agenda onto your life, take the pen and write your own. Journaling in the morning isn't some soft habit for dreamers. It's a tool for warriors of the mind. For men who want to live on purpose, not on autopilot. Your journal is not a diary. It's not for sharing. It's your private battlefield, your blueprint, your mental dojo. It's where you sharpen your awareness, clean your emotional filter, and clarify your intent. Think of it as mental strength training. Just like the gym builds muscle, this builds focus, perspective, and resilience. Every morning, sit down with a pen and paper, or a digital notebook if you must, and write 3 things. 1. Gratitude. This isn't about fake positivity. It's about rewiring your attention. The human brain is wired for survival, which means it looks for threats. Gratitude trains you to see opportunities, beauty, and abundance. Write down 3 real things you're thankful for. A hot shower, a call from your mother, a moment of peace yesterday. Train your mind to spot blessings, not just problems. 2. Reflection. Ask yourself, where did I let anger, ego, or fear run the show yesterday? Don't judge, just observe. The Stoics weren't about perfection, they were about progress. Every man loses control sometimes, but the wise man pauses, studies his own patterns, and decides to do better today. Think of this like reviewing game tape after a match. If you don't watch it, you can't improve. 3. Intention. Decide what kind of man you will be today. Not what you'll do, who you'll be. Maybe today you choose to be more patient, more decisive, less reactive. Write it down as a sentence. Today I will lead with calm. Today I will act with courage, even when uncertain. These aren't empty affirmations. They are commands to your subconscious. Remember, Meditations, the most famous Stoic book in history, wasn't written for the world. It was Marcus Aurelius's personal journal. He was coaching himself, reminding himself how to stay centered while ruling an empire. You're not ruling Rome, but you're ruling your own kingdom, your mind, your actions, your future. So don't skip the journal. Don't wait until the world tells you who to be. Tell yourself first, every single morning. 3. Set an intention, not just a to-do list. Anyone can write a to-do list, check your emails, hit the gym, finish the project. That's basic, it's mechanical. But here's the truth. You can do everything right and still feel off if you're not grounded in who you are. A Stoic man doesn't just ask, what do I need to do today? He asks, who do I choose to be today? That's the power of intention. Goals are outcomes. Intention is identity. You see, goals chase the result, get the promotion, land the deal. But those are fragile. They depend on market trends, people's decisions, timing. Intention, on the other hand, is invincible. It's internal. It's rooted in your values. You don't need anyone's permission to be disciplined. You don't need approval to be calm under pressure. That power is yours, right now. So each morning, after you've centered yourself, take a moment and set a personal code. This is not wishful thinking. It's a pre-game speech to your subconscious. You are programming your internal operating system for the day ahead. Ask yourself, when things get hard today, what version of me will show up? Then write that version into being. You can write something like, I will listen more than I speak. I will not let other people's emotions hijack mine. I will walk into every room with quiet confidence, not to prove, but to serve. And here's the key. This isn't a checklist item. You're not trying to impress anyone. This is a silent commitment to yourself. Like a soldier sharpening his sword before battle, your words become your armor. The Stoics knew life was unpredictable. Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. And intention is how you prepare that reaction in advance. You may not control the storm, but you can control your sail. So stop starting your days on autopilot. Take the wheel. Speak your intention out loud. Then live it like a man who answers to virtue, not to validation. If you found value in this video so far, consider hitting that subscribe button. It's the best way to support the channel and help us continue sharing more timeless Stoic wisdom, adapted for real life. Your support makes a difference. Thank you. 4. Seek discomfort on purpose. Let's be real. Modern life is built for comfort, and that's exactly why most people stay weak. Comfort feels good, but it slowly dulls your edge. The Stoic man isn't afraid of discomfort. He invites it, not because he's a masochist, but because he knows comfort is a lie when it becomes a prison. Seneca didn't advise discomfort for suffering's sake. He saw it as mental and physical insurance. When you choose discomfort, you train your nervous system to stay calm under pressure. You teach your brain, pain doesn't own me, fear doesn't control me. I remain. That's Stoic strength. And you don't need to go live in a cave to practice this. Start with what you avoid. Cold shower? Do it. Not because it's trendy, but because that first second where your body flinches and screams is exactly where your power begins. That's the gap between reaction and response. You can collapse or breathe and choose. Next, physical exertion. A workout before the sun rises isn't just fitness. It's an act of defiance. You're telling your laziness, your excuses, your doubts, you don't run me, I run me. Even a fasted walk in the cold without headphones, just you and your thoughts, that's discomfort with dividends. You hear your breath, you feel your body, you remember what it means to endure. Want to go deeper? Delay gratification. Skip the morning coffee. Wear simpler clothes. Give up your favorite comfort food for a day. Not because these things are bad, but because you're reminding yourself, I don't need them. I choose them when I want, not because I'm weak without them. Each small act of chosen discomfort becomes a mental rep, and reps become resilience. Because when real adversity shows up, and it will, you'll already be trained. You won't fold. You'll face the storm and say, I've been here, and I didn't flinch. So tomorrow, don't just do what's easy. Do one thing that makes you a little uncomfortable, something that makes your ego sweat, something that makes your body hesitate, and then do it anyway. Because you're not training to be comfortable, you're training to be capable. Number 5, 10 minutes of mental armor. Before you step into the battlefield of life, where deadlines loom, emotions clash, and distractions hunt you down, you need to armor up. And that armor doesn't come from caffeine or motivation videos. It comes from mastering your mind. And that starts with 10 minutes of silence. Mindfulness isn't new age fluff. It's ancient war training for the soul. The Stoics didn't call it meditation, but they practiced it daily. Epictetus said it best, men are disturbed not by things, but by the views they take of them. The world will always bring noise. Your job is to not let that noise become your reality. So start small. Sit down. No phone, no music, no stimulation. Just close your eyes and observe your breath. Feel the rise and fall of your chest, the coolness of the air, the weight of your body. That's your anchor. Your mind will wander. Of course it will. That's not failure. That's the rep. And every time you bring it back, you're building the most important muscle you've got, attention. In a distracted world, the man who can focus is a weapon. You don't need to float into bliss. You don't need to stop thinking. This isn't about clearing the mind. It's about returning to the present. You're training your nervous system to stop chasing every thought like a dog chasing a car. Most people live in a constant state of reactivity, never realizing that their attention is being hijacked moment by moment. But when you sit in stillness, even for just 10 minutes, you learn something powerful. You are not your thoughts. You are the space that sees them. That space, that's where all your power lives. That's where composure, insight, and real strength begin. Meditation doesn't make life easier, it makes you tougher. Because that's where power lives, in the now. As you sit in that stillness, you begin to separate from your thoughts. You realize, I am not my stress. I am not my urges. I am the observer. That's Stoic detachment in action, not denying emotion but mastering it. And here's the payoff. When the chaos starts, traffic jams, rude clients, unexpected problems, you won't be shaken. You'll already be grounded, because you trained for it. While others woke up to drama, you woke up to discipline. So give yourself those 10 minutes, every morning. Before the world tells you how to feel, choose your state. That is your mental armor. And some days, it's the only thing that will carry you through the storm. Number 6, revisit the wisdom of the ancients. The world is flooded with information, but starving for wisdom. Most men start their mornings with Twitter, gossip, or news designed to provoke emotion and sell outrage. But a Stoic man? He begins with something timeless, something rooted, something that sharpens the soul, not just the schedule. Every morning, return to the ancient texts, not to be inspired, but to be reminded. Open meditations. Read a letter from Seneca. Skim a line from Epictetus, just one passage, just one line of truth that cuts deeper than any headline ever could. And don't just read, let it hit, let it marinate. Ask, how does this apply to my life right now? If you come across Marcus Aurelius saying, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one. Don't scroll past it. Stop, reflect. Are you spending more time explaining your worth or living it? The wisdom of the Stoics isn't meant to be admired, it's meant to be applied. You don't need to understand every word. You don't need a philosophy degree. You just need a willingness to sit with the truth, even when it stings, especially when it stings. Here's the move. Pick a quote each morning. Write it down in your journal. Then translate it into action. If Seneca says, It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. Then your job is to find one moment that day and use it better. That's it. One shift, one real choice. And if you're not walking this path alone, share the insight. Talk about it with a brother, a friend, a mentor. Turn wisdom into dialogue. Because when Stoic ideas are spoken, they become alive. They become contagious. They become change. So skip the gossip, ditch the drama, and return to the roots. Because before modern psychology, before self-help gurus, there were the Stoics. And they're still here, waiting to remind you. You already have what it takes. You just need to wake it up. Number 7. Amor Fati, own whatever comes. Life doesn't care about your plans. It doesn't care about your schedule, your checklist, or how perfect you hope the day would go. Things will go wrong. People will disappoint you. Delays will happen. That's not pessimism, that's reality. But here's the difference. A weak man complains. A high-value man transforms. Amor Fati, love of fate, is one of the most powerful ideas in all of Stoicism. It's not just about acceptance. It's about embrace. It's the radical mindset that whatever happens was meant for you, not to break you, but to build you. Every morning before you step out the door, take a breath and mentally prepare. There will be things today I cannot control, and I will face them like a man. Say it, mean it, own it. If someone cuts you off in traffic, good. Practice patience. If the meeting is canceled, great. You now have unexpected time. If your plan falls apart, perfect. Time to test your flexibility. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This isn't a motivational quote. It's a manual for resilience. Whatever comes your way, whether joy or hardship, is not just something to get through. It's raw material for growth. That's what Amor Fati gives you. The ability to stand in the storm and say, "This too serves me." Amor Fati doesn't mean you enjoy the pain. It means you extract purpose from it. That rejection, a redirection. That failure, a forge. The Stoic man doesn't curse the fire. He steps into it and lets it shape him. Because he knows deep down that the moments he resists the most are often the ones that define him the most. When life doesn't go your way, don't ask why me. Ask, what is this trying to make of me? That question turns every obstacle into an opening. You don't control the events, but you control the meaning. And meaning is everything. So don't just accept your fate, love it, shape it, become better because of it. A weak man checks Instagram first thing in the morning. A strong man checks himself. The Stoic morning isn't about hacks or hype. It's not about feeling good. It's about being ready. Ready for chaos. Ready for calm. Ready to lead, not just others, but yourself. Discipline, clarity, purpose. These are not buzzwords, they're daily weapons. And when you build your morning like a fortress, you step into the world with armor no one can see, but everyone can feel. Because when you win the morning, you don't just win the day, you win yourself. So tell me, which habit will you start tomorrow morning? Let me know in the comments. And if this video helped sharpen your mind or strengthen your will, do me a favor. Like, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you don't miss the next one. Thank you for watching. I'm grateful you chose to be here. Until next time, live like a Stoic, lead like a man.